Hi, it's Coach Carole, and we are back to talk about our golf analogy with time management. We have discussed getting a plan, organizing, and now we're on the third step, which is limiting distractions. Now, we all know that you can't eliminate interruptions altogether, but you can have some control on the amount of distractions or how many you have in a day. For example, there's three biggies here that we talk about that occur in the workplace. There are calls, voicemail, and walk-ins. We all experience this. We've all at some point. So let's address first calls. The phone rings. Nowadays, with technology, if a client can't get a hold of you on your landline, they're going to call your cell phone. They know how to track you down. But if you're in the middle of a project, or you're in the middle of working on something, or you have somebody in your office and you're another client that you're having a meeting with, you need to make sure that you put your phone on Do Not Disturb. It's going to help you if you're working on a project. If you have a project that would normally take an hour, if you keep taking those interrupted phone calls, chances are something that would take you an hour is going to take you 4 hours. And we don't want that, because from a productivity standpoint, you're not getting as much done. So something to think about, the Do Not Disturb, and on our cell phones, of course, how to mute them. Then let's just touch on email. Email's a biggie. There's over 210 billion emails sent out each day. Think about that, people. That's a ton. And we're all victim of it. We all get tons. Some of us more than others. So if you are somebody who experiences a ton of email and you don't know how to do it or how to handle it because it's so overwhelming for you, you might want to think about scheduling time. I have found that with a lot of people that scheduling time, even for myself, it really works. You would not schedule a client appointment, for instance, to say 15 minutes when you really know that you need an hour. Just like a golf game, you're not going to schedule 18 holes of golf in an hour when you know darn well it's going to take more like 4. It's just being mindful and being smart. So with email, you want to be able to schedule time for yourself. Let's say you work an 8 to 5 job. 8 o'clock, 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 4. There's 5 times right there that you can check email, scheduling time to be checking that email, I should say. And the good news about that is you're going to be more productive. So in the off hours, you can be interfacing with clients, returning phone calls, spending time with your team, even working on projects that really need to get done, where your focus should lie. And then the third interruption are walk-ins. This is a biggie. Of course, in corporate America and the world today, we say that we have an open door policy, right? And that is important, and I do understand that. But there's some repeat offenders that like to take a lot of our time. So with that, you really need to make sure if you have the repeat offender walk into your office, kindly stand up when they walk in. Because that right there is giving them the message that I will be able to answer your question, but I will not be able to give you 40 minutes of my time. If somebody says that they truly do need to talk to you and they need some time, I advise you that you know best if this is the time or if to do it later. But if you could defer it, simply say, I'm in the middle of working on this assignment or this project or this spreadsheet or this project, and what I'd really like to do is if we can maybe meet today at 4 or tomorrow morning at 8, if you give them an alternative time, you're still being respectful of people, and people usually will be okay with that. The third thing that you want to be knowing with your walk-ins is furniture. How is your furniture placed? Now, I realize some furniture is welded into the ground, you can't move it, but are you facing the door? Because if you are facing the door, you're actually inviting the interruption. Something to think about. If I have, like for instance in my office, I have an L-shaped desk. So I do have one piece of my desk that I like to face out, so when clients come in, I have that invitation so people know I have that open door policy. But on the flip side, when I'm serious at work, I use the other side of my desk when I'm working on my computer and I'm concentrating, because for me, that actually helps me stay focused and driven. Stay tuned, because we're going to have tip number 4, and I know you can't wait.